to your online video recap in association with Astounding.com.
Hi Julie, lovely to meet you up on the range the other day and do some work on your swing. If we take a little look at the key points covered during your session, it's quite a simple session really. The big issue I had was that for someone who struggles with a slice with the driver at setup, the hips are a little bit too far back, shoulders were tending to be a little bit too level as a result of the spine not tilting to the right enough. So the change that we prescribed was that you moved your hips forward, as we see here, about 2 inches at setup. So you're just going to bump your hips forward like you see there, move the hips towards the target at setup. What happens there is the upper centre doesn't drift back. It's the lower centre, the belt buckle if you will, that's moving forward. So a lot of people struggle with driver because they drop. You take this setup position here that we see on the right, where there's not enough tilt in the spine at setup, and they drop the upper centre, they drop the sternum back to give them the spine tilt that they're looking for. The problem with this is it makes it very easy to hit across the golf ball. So what we're going to suggest is that the upper centre stays where it is and the lower centre moves forward. So the setup changes, just sliding the hips 2 inches towards the target at setup, just as you see there, 2 inches forward. This gives you the tilt in the spine that's required to make a nice turn and hit out at the golf ball. We'll take a little look at your swing from setup. Because of the setup, left shoulder works across a little bit too much, left knee works in way too much, and from there you can't possibly get back to a good hitting position. Hips are hanging back, so we're very sort of kinked back here coming into impact, and from there we're just going to cut across the ball a tremendous amount as we come through. With the hips more forward, the swing starts to change straight away. Your ability to make a turn improves. The left shoulder works down a little bit more, which is good. Left knee works in far less. If we look at that position compared to the position we see you in at the top originally, you can see the difference in the location of the left knee at the top of the backswing. The left knee doesn't move in as much, doesn't have to work as hard to get back across, so we can start to get a little bit more linear movement in the hips coming into impact. So now we're starting to see a little bit of tilt in the spine and not hanging back as much with the hips, allowing us to attack the ball from the inside a little bit more and get a much better launch on it. We can see there, we just look at the overall shape of the body coming through the golf ball, very much hung back. On this one, hips starting to move forward more during the downswing, so we're moving the hips further forward at address, allowing us to keep the hips moving forward during the downswing. Finish position again, location of the hips slightly further forward, much more balanced looking finish, but overall the key change was the change you made at setup. Hips back as opposed to hips forward. Setup on the top right, very good for hitting slices and increasing spin on the golf ball. Setup you see on the left, much better for hitting a draw and taking spin off a golf ball. Good luck with it, and look forward to working with you again in the coming weeks. Well done.